I'm sure everyone here would like to know that what are the risks involved in cryptocurrencies, how much percentage of your savings of your investment should be into cryptos, about the regulations. So we're going to discuss all that. If you can see my presentation, if you can hear my voice, please give me a yes or a okay using your chat option. So I'm sure that everybody can hear me properly and there is no congestion. You can use your chat option to ask questions as well. I'll try to answer, and I'll try my best to give you the most perfect answer. If there is something which I'm not able to answer, my team will definitely be in touch with you, and we can always have a one-on-one session, right? So, starting here, what a cryptocurrency is. And please remember this, we are going to talk and discuss a lot about few strategies, and we are going to do some live trades and to see how you can buy and sell cryptos using CFD platforms. Please do not use directly any strategy which you see here without consulting your financial consultant or your risk expert. Investments in financial markets, in cryptos, uh, it contains a lot of risk, right? You can lose a lot of money if you're not careful. So please understand this properly before you do any investments. Whatever I'm going to tell you is for information purposes, and I want to make sure that you understand the risk behind it, right? Now, we'll talk about what a cryptocurrency is. Just a quick recap of what has been going on with the financial market. Somebody just send me a question in the beginning. It's really good. Basically, you're asking me to do a current scenario of what's going on with stock markets and what's going on with the commodities. So just give you an example, like give you a small brief of what is going on currently in the financial markets, because this is really important. Let's start with the cryptos only, since we are talking about it. Bitcoin specifically, it has been going above 60,000. Now, please take a notepad. I have a notepad with me. I have mostly a habit of writing when I'm looking at some sessions. So if you want to note it down something, it will be really helpful to you. So Bitcoin, if we see, Bitcoin has broke level above 60,000. 60,000 was acting a very close resistance, and now it is still hovering around 61,000. This current leg of the rally, which we are looking at right now, this was mostly because of the expectation of the SEC. SEC is the regulator of the stock markets in US, Security Exchange Commission. Like in India, it is SEBI. In UK, it is FCA. In US, it is SEC. So there were expectations that SEC will be approving the Bitcoin ETF, and because the SEC authority has been giving very positive comments with regards to this, as a conference few weeks ago, people from SEC, they pointed it out that there are law which provides significant investor protection for both mutual funds and ETFs across asset classes. So the creation of the Bitcoin ETF, the way market is seeing is, it is like a next step in the evolution of the cryptocurrency market as a mainstream asset class, right? So consider it this way, that if a Bitcoin fund is approved, it will pave the way for a Ethereum fund also, right? If a Bitcoin fund is approved, it might come up with the Ethereum fund also. So basically, if you see from June till now, this is October. So go back in June when Bitcoin was $28,000. Bitcoin is up by almost 100%. Ethereum is up by 125% if you see the same period. Total crypto market has crossed $2 trillion, and the most dominating share still belongs to Bitcoin and Ethereum, which have 46% and 18% share in the market, right? So that is what has been going on currently with the cryptocurrencies. This is something which is really important, we should know. And if we look at the stock markets globally, what's going on, if you see the Asian markets, European markets, uh, we have seen Asian markets being trading well. Only the Chinese market, if we see, because the Chinese market overall, when we saw the Chinese stocks, it went down due to the lower production as anticipated. But the Asian markets and the European markets still have been working positively. We have seen slight bounce, but as far as Chinese markets are concerned, there is still some weakness in the economy. Uh, the Chinese economy is growing at one of the slowest pace in the third quarter. We talked about how cryptos have moved up because there is still, when we were talking about, I will give you more updates on what has happened to the ETF because today, what I told you was why the cryptos have been moving higher. And today I will give you the most updated news on that particular ETF because there are ETFs which will be starting to trade this week, but there are a lot of ifs and buts in there, right? As far as global markets are concerned, there has been a global sell-off in the bond market because New Zealand they increased the interest rates, which was something in the news last time. Financial markets are now they have started betting that the Bank of England, which is the central bank of UK, they will also raise the rates in the final months of 2021. So the news of increasing rates have kind of put equities down. Chinese equities have been struggling a lot. You must have heard about the Evergrande meltdown, which was one of the largest real estate company, right? So that is something which has been affecting the Chinese stocks a lot. Apart from the regulation, which became strict and strict by the Chinese regulators. So this is something which has been going on. If you have any questions more, we'll also discuss about commodities in gold and oil as well. But let's start with the crypto session. Uh, Now, what a cryptocurrency actually is, after 2008, everybody must be aware about what happened in 2008, the biggest financial crisis, one of the biggest real estate financial crises occurred, which spread recession not only in US but across the world. And after 2008, the Bitcoin took birth because people were so upset about how the financial institutions like AIG and JP Morgan and other banks, what gives them the right to play with people's money and come up with these products, because a lot of investors lost a lot of money. So the idea of a cryptocurrency or the invention of Bitcoin was to eliminate the participation of all the third parties and do a peer-to-peer transaction. For example, today, if you want X amount of money and I have to transfer you that money, I should be able to anonymously transfer you a certain amount. Only you get to know it, I get to know it, but the financial institution, the banks, the intermediaries do not get to know it. So basically, the idea behind the invention of cryptocurrencies was to provide a decentralized network. What is a decentralized network? Something which doesn't have a central authority, right? So cryptocurrency is a type of a currency which is digital first, decentralized second, and you used to buy and sell things and their potential to store and grow value, which has caught the eye of the investors, right? So we are talking about virtual money, we are talking about encrypted algorithm followed by decentralized network design. I'm extremely sorry for the noise. Again, it's a fire alarm. There is some problem going on with the building. Please bear it with me. Now, second thing, what is a Bitcoin? So we understood a cryptocurrency. So just write it down on a notepad for those people who are new in cryptocurrency. I'm sure uh, going on what's going on, you must be having done a lot of research on cryptocurrencies. But all I have to tell you about is those who are new, just understand what a cryptocurrency is. It's a virtual currency. It doesn't exist in the paper form. It's digital, it's encrypted, and Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, which is a virtual currency where you can transfer the equal value of Bitcoins to someone, and the name and address of the sender and the receiver will be anonymous. This is what a Bitcoin is. Currently, the value of one Bitcoin is $61,000, and it has been going on increasing. If we see the history of Bitcoin, I hope everybody can see this slide. It started in 2008 when Bitcoin was created. And for the first time, peer-to-peer transaction was happened in 2009 when 10 bitcoins were transferred from Satoshi Nakamoto, the inventor of the Bitcoin, to Hal Finney, who was a computer scientist. In 2010, Bitcoin jumped from $0.0008 to 0.83. So this was again by the end of 2010 when we saw that Bitcoin jumped because $0.008 and moving to zero point 0.8, it was a big jump. Then in 2011, other cryptocurrencies started. Litecoin came into picture. And after the Bitcoin's popularity, we saw that how Litecoin, Ethereum, all other cryptos started coming in the picture. 2012, then 2013, Bitcoin went to 1100. Imagine back in 2010, Bitcoin was 83 cents, and in 2013, it reached to $1,164. 2014, the biggest exchange of cryptos, Mt. Gox, got hacked, and Bitcoin crashed from $1,100 to $760, almost 50%. 2015 went down by another 50% and reached $315. So from 2015, when it was $315, in 2016 we saw it moving back to $1,000, and then 2017 from 1,000 it reached to $20,000. Now here's the thing. This is where you have to understand the mark. 2017, a lot of people, basically the retail investors, they started buying because there was a news that uh, Bitcoin will be listed in Chicago Board of Exchange as a future contract, and it did. And that's where the value of Bitcoin from $1,000 jumped to $20,000. But at the same time, news came out that they are putting it down. Very next year, we saw Bitcoin crashing down to 3,200 from $20,000, which is 650% loss. Now, 2019, we saw Bitcoin jumping $10,000 again. But here it gets interesting because 2020, all the way 2021, Bitcoin went up to $40,000 after Elon Musk tweeted that Tesla has purchased $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. That's where Bitcoin went to 40,000, 50,000. And then, same in 2021, after a few months in March, Elon Musk said that Bitcoin is not a sustainable form of cryptocurrency. So, Tesla is interested in a crypto which is more uh, sustainable and more energy efficient. And that's where we saw Bitcoin again crashed nearly by 50% from $64,000. It went down all the way to 30. And after that, again, now we see Bitcoin has come back to $60,000. This was the history of Bitcoin, that how it has moved and where it is currently. Now, uh, understanding one thing, now there are a few things which we need to understand very clearly. Bitcoin is one of the most volatile. Every cryptocurrency is one of the most volatile asset classes you could invest into. So please see this particular example as a mental note that cryptos are really volatile. Something which was $7,000 in 2020 reached to $60,000, went back to 30,000, and again has come back to 60,000. This is how cryptocurrencies work. So first and foremost, if you have money which is kept separately for your child's education fund or college fund, please do not speculate with cryptocurrencies. There's a lot of volatility. I mean, whatever is the future of cryptos, that's apart. But at this point of time, unless a proper regulation comes in, there are still a lot of risk. There's a lot of speculation around, right? We are going to understand how we curtail the risk for this. And I want you to be with me. Ask if you have any questions over here. I'll try to be as simple as I can. Now, with cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, came a concept called altcoins. Altcoins are basically different blockchain systems which were created, and the product of that was different coins. So Bitcoin, most dominant cryptocurrency since the beginning of the industries of cryptos, right? So that's the premier crypto. Nevertheless, Bitcoin's dominant position somewhat overshadows the other alternatives in the crypto market. that also hold massive potential and can subsequently potentially yield significant returns for investors, right? So there are different coins which came into the market. This is a capitalization of the cryptocurrency market as it was made 3 months ago. Sorry, 6 months ago, when we saw 4 5 months ago, when we saw how the cryptocurrency capitalization, the top 15 cryptos, followed by Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, Binance Coin, Cardano, Ripple, Dogecoin, Polkadot, USD Coin, Uniswap, Chainlink, Bitcoin Cash. These were the top 15 currencies by the market capitalization back in May. Uh, Understanding what stable coins are. So now, a lot of investors are not aware about this. I'm not sure how many of you over here know about stable coins. Let's why not create a poll over here? Uh, it just helps me to understand here. Do you know about stable coins? I've just issued a poll right now just to understand how many of you are aware about stable coins, because uh, stable coins exist, and it is something which is the purpose of stable coins is really mixed. I see that the reaction of the crowd is really mixed so far. 42% yes, they know about stable coins. 57% they have no idea, which is decent, because a lot of people are only looking into the cryptos which are talked about: Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Ethereum, Ripples. Nobody is really aware about what are stable coins. And stable coins are, as the name suggests, uh, it has a kind of what you see here, a built-in price stability. So Bitcoin, Ethereum are very volatile, right? We have seen that they fluctuate a lot. But imagine if those cryptocurrencies were kind of pegged to an asset class, for example. Like, tell me. So I see here that 75% of the people, they're not aware about what stable coins is. So it's good that we should discuss about this. Okay. Uh, Tell me here, how much uh, how much dirhams is equal to $1? Just you can write it in your chat option. How much dirhams makes $1? Or $1 is equal to how many dirhams? No need to be exact. I'm sure everybody knows about this. How many dollars is equal to one dirhams? I know it's a very easy question. Why I just want you to be more and more engaged, because I've done a lot of seminars pre-pandemic, and webinars. Obviously, we cannot talk to each other a lot, but then chat options are the only way. So, see, thank you so much for answering this. A lot of you are answering this. It's a very basic question. If you see, this doesn't move, right? $1 is 3.67 dirhams, 3.68 dirhams. It's pegged. The dirham is pegged with the dollar. So whenever we see a $1, that means 3.68 dirhams, right? So it's pegged with it. Imagine a crypto pegged with a dollar or a euro or with a commodity. That's what a stable cryptocurrency is, which is backed by a particular asset class or a particular fiat currency. So somebody gave me an example of, yeah, right now, brilliant example. So there are some stable coins like BUSD, USD Tether, USDC. So a stable cryptocurrency is like, for example, I tell you that this is a cryptocurrency which is called Tether, okay, and Tether cryptocurrency is backed by US dollar, which means one US dollar, one Tether is equal to one US dollar. So tomorrow, if, uh, for example, somebody needs $100, you pay them 100 Tethers is equal to, tomorrow, if the value of dollar goes to zero, Tether goes to zero. So Tether is supported, it's backed by the value of US dollar. Again, please remember this. None of the cryptos are regulated by central bank. Okay. It is just a different form of cryptocurrency. So the regulatory part is still the same. Whether it is Tether, whether it is any stable coin, there is no regulation. So please make this thing very clear for yourself. Yes, the stability factor is more in stable coins, but they in the future, even they are vulnerable to any kind of unexpected volatility. But as a concept, when we talk about stable coins, Tether, BUSD, USDC, all these kind of cryptocurrencies are stable coins. Now, there's one question here. Somebody has asked me, and I'm sure everybody has this question in their mind, that why we need stable coins if they don't move. If they are pegged to dollar, then why do we need stable coins at all? So I'll give you one example. Let's say I bought Bitcoins at $60,000, okay, using my platform, and it went to 65,000. Now, if I want to book my profit and convert it into USD, if I'm using an outside platform, I will have to sell my Bitcoins and then I have to withdraw my US dollars, which will incur a transaction fee. But within the platform itself, you can just convert your Bitcoin into USD Tether or any other stable coin which is backed by dollar, which means $65,000 worth of Bitcoin converted into 65,000 Tethers, right? Because one Tether is equal to $1. So this will save you the cost of taking money out and paying a transaction cost over it, and you can just convert it into a stable coin, and later on whenever you want to enter again, you can convert that. So that is basically a crypto dollar which is there in your wallet. That is all stable coins are good for. Now people can use it in a lot of ways. Obviously with every positives there are negatives also. So a lot of people use stable coins in different parts of the world. There is a risk of money laundering also. There is a risk of hoarding black money also in the form of USDT. So again, you have to be very careful with the usage of this. So there's a question: if one Tether is equal to one USD, if not, then what? Please be more specific if what you're asking. If one Tether is $1, so basically the idea is that instead of withdrawing cash from your crypto wallet, you just convert it into Tether, into a stable coin. That is it. So you can sit on cash, converting dollars into a stable cryptocurrency. That it is. So I'll give you some examples over here. See, different types of stable coins. So one is backed by fiat. Fiat means the actual currency, dollar, euro, pound. These are called fiat currencies. So there are cryptocurrency stable coins which are backed by a larger market cap. So there are cryptos which are backed by dollar, pound, euro. There are some cryptos which are backed by bitcoins also. So these kind of stable coins are there. Then there are commodity backed stable coins. Imagine a crypto which is backed by metals like gold, or for example gas. Like whatever happens to the value of the stable coin is based on the value of gold, right? Like for example, if I say this is a stable coin, for example, and the value of this coin uh, go up or down on the basis of the asset which is backing, let's say gold. So if gold price goes up, the value of this stable coin moves in that particular direction. So there are commodity big stable coins. There's a question here: the dollar is not a digital asset, need to transfer or exchange the fiat to a digital asset. You need to transfer or exchange. The dollar is not a digital asset, you need to transfer or exchange the fiat to a digital asset. So that's the thing. See, how it's going on right now is when you put dollars into a e-wallet. So basically, you want to do any transaction right now in cryptos. I'm sure most of you are aware about this. Yes, you convert your dollars first, and you buy a certain amount of crypto here because dollar is not digital, which is a very interesting new project which is going to come up. The digital dollar, what everybody's talking about, but still not. So you do convert your dollars first and then you buy a crypto with it. But after you buy a crypto, so instead of buying directly a crypto using dollars and paying a heavy transaction cost, you can convert your dollars into USDT and then convert that USDT into any crypto. That is the only idea of having a stable coin for now. I mean, if we are talking about the usage, the legal usage of the stable coins. Then there are some stable coins which are backed by cryptos also. And then there are some stable coins which are not backed by any assets, but they use algorithms to adjust the supply and demand of the stable coins, right? So they are basically computerized. What you need to take out of this entire summary is that if you are having a crypto wallet and if you're using cryptos, uh, the stable coins will serve the purpose of you every time withdrawing your cash in your bank and putting it again to buy a cryptocurrency. You can just change it to stable coins, and then whenever you want to do another transaction, you can convert the stable coins into any other cryptocurrency. Now, here's the most important part. Look what has happened from 2018 to 2020. 2018, so the blue portion over here is the institutions, the large institutions trading volume. You saw in 2017 how prices of cryptocurrencies bounced from $1,000 to $20,000. That rally, the majority was driven by retail investors in 2017. But in 2018, and if you see 2020, a large number of institutions, big companies like MicroStrategy, Tesla, probably JP Morgan, a lot of institutions, they started taking heavy positions in cryptocurrency. So if you see in 2018 compared to 2020, the institutional trading volume in Q4, which starts from 2019, 2020, 2020, 2020, 2020 Q4, look at the Q4 and compare it with the first quarter of 2018. The institutional volumes 89 total, if you see from the trading volume in Q4. The yellow one is, sorry, the yellow one is the institutional trading volume, while the blue is the retail. So if you see the yellow bar, which has increased in the last quarter of 2020 from $11 billion in 2018, see the very first chart, $11 billion, that yellow portion, which is the institutional trading volume, so less, moved to $57 billion. Within 2 years, the trading volume by the institutions has gone 5 times greater. Now, some of you might think how this information is useful to us. So, as an investor, you should know what's going on in the market when it comes to cryptos. Because institutions, they don't buy one, five, or 10 cryptos. When they buy in huge quantity. So this kind of, so I was talking to one of my clients, and he said, and this was out of the discussion when we were talking, that every dip Bitcoin takes, or every dip comes in the cryptocurrencies, why there is a faster recovery? Because a lot of big institutions are entering into it. And by this chart, we see that why from Q4 2019 till to 2020, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, the institutions have only continued to enter more and more, and the volume have started going higher. Now, when I say volume, it doesn't mean that only buying is happening, but the whole point is there's a lot of buying and selling, and that is what has created a volatility also. Now, in 2021, since we are almost near the end, we saw Dogecoin going up by 7,500%. Dogecoin uh, went up on the news when Elon Musk tweeted about Dogecoin a lot of times. And we have seen even now also, a week ago, 10 days ago, we saw Dogecoin, we saw Shiba Inu, other cryptocurrency, going way higher. So we saw Dogecoin, Maker, Ethereum, Dash, Litecoin, Bitcoin, which these were the percentage changes which moved. And if we see the performance of the major cryptocurrencies since Bitcoin hit its all-time high, so since April 14, after that, a lot of cryptos came down. Now, this is where one of the most important slide I want to discuss here. And this is for every investor, whether you want to buy or not buy cryptocurrencies, just look what I'm showing you. So I'm going to show you the second column. Just look at the second column first, and the second column is the one which shows you crypto trading at a dip from its recent high. Okay, so what you see right now is the chart of cryptocurrencies. What was their 2021 high? what was the so when this strategy was prepared, that time the crypto was $40,000. Okay, why I have to show these exact numbers? Because this was done somewhere when Bitcoin fell to 40,000, and the decline in the Bitcoin prices from the highest was around 39%. So these were all these cryptocurrencies which fell from their highs. And then on the left side is a column which shows you that every time there has been a major correction when the cryptos have fallen from their all-time high, how much time they have taken to return back and at what percentage. And this was the data of last 5 years. So I would really request, if you want, take a picture or note it down what's going on here. See at the bottom, 2017, Bitcoin highest in 2017 between 10th to 24th March. In 14 days, Bitcoin from its highest 1326 went down to 892, which was a 33% decline. On 27th April, which was just a month after, we saw Bitcoin recovering not only from its low, but going up by 495%. Same thing was repeated in June and July when it took 35 days and Bitcoin came down to $3,000. Sorry, the highest was 3,000, lowest was 1837. Again, 40% decline. When it recovered in August, 65% increase. Similar happened in September, again 70% increase, 43% increase, 2018 530% increase, 2021 again 45% increase, and then again if you see from April its lowest, also it recovered from. So what we understand from this particular chart is that every time cryptos they fall to new lows, when they recover they reach to a different high. What we have seen, at least in case of Bitcoin in last 5 years, that every time it has fallen from its all-time high, it has recovered back in a certain period of time. If you see 2017, 17 December 2017 to 15 December 2018, it took 1 year for Bitcoin to recover, but it did recover after falling 84% in value. It recovered 530%. So basically, understanding is Bitcoin is speculative, it's volatile along with all the cryptocurrencies, but something has been changing over last few months. Now, what is that? Investing in the crypto market, just like the share market, crypto is highly volatile. And this year started, China banned cryptocurrencies, which kind of reduced the Bitcoin prices, what we saw. And when we talk about investments, should we even invest in cryptos? And if we are investing, how to invest into, and what is the idea? See, despite its volatility, the potential of the potential future of the cryptos, whether it comes to regulation, it comes to cybersecurity concerns, again, it's really unknown. But the whole point is, if you have to invest, you have to stick to the most popular cryptocurrencies. See, Bitcoin and Ethereum are one of the most popular cryptos. There are few cryptos which have emerged now, like Cardano, Ripple. But if you have a choice, you should be majorly stick to the most popular cryptos. Again, we are talking about in a very risk conservative way. So you definitely should consider crypto a high risk asset class, okay, in your portfolio. And there are a lot of experts which would agree on this point, that you should not invest more than 5% of your investments into cryptos. Please remember this. I will repeat that most investments, whatever you have, should not invest more than 5% uh, of your savings or of your invested amount in cryptos. This is what normally people say. The question: how welcoming is India market towards cryptocurrency? So I was actually reading about the regulation. I think Hinduja Group has talked about regulating the framework of cryptocurrencies. There was a news in between that cryptos are not accepted in India between. But then again, there were a lot of news which was going around that there is a whole generation which is heading straight for cryptos in a lot of Indian cities. So we really have to understand what's going on, right? There are so many. It's a really good question because every time people who are here they want to know what's going on in India in case of cryptos. Uh, and there are a lot of hundreds of small cities and towns in India uh, who have no experience, and so ironic that they don't have any experience with stocks or bonds, and they're heading straight for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano. There is a crypto called Solana, for example, right? And the average age of these users, like there are so many millions of users, the average age of these so-called users, I think, uh, basically around 25. So, and these users did not existed like a year ago. There were no such users, but now there are millions of it, and most of their age, like majority of them, are 25 years old. Around 50% of them are from Delhi and Bombay because there is so much acceptance of the digital tokens. Like in India, is still ahead in terms of fintech. Like there is Paytm and other modes of transactions, right? So India is very acceptable to fintech. But the only point is, even after this generation Z, which is kind of helping the crypto industry to step out of the shadows, if you talk about the regulations part, it is still a big question. Without regulations, everything and every plan, it's kind of a big problem. So I was talking about Hinduja Group, which has still urged India to regulate platforms currency. We are soon going to talk about that. What's going on with the regulation part of it? So this is something which is commonly going on. We're going to talk about what's going on with the regulation bit. Question here: what's the best cryptocurrency to invest in 2021 with the highest ROI? Now, again, as I said, I'm going to tell you the top 8 cryptos which you should look into. Again, as I said, that's what I'm telling you, but please consult your risk experts when you do it. And I'm also going to tell you different ways how you can invest into cryptocurrencies. See, uh, there are 4 ways you can invest into cryptos. One is through e-wallets. So there are a lot of platforms which are available. I'm sure there is no need for me to pick out names because I'm not connected to all these any of these companies. But then you yourself, if you search, you will see that there are a lot of e-wallet companies which are available, and all you have to do is create an account, have an e-wallet, transfer money. So you can start trading. But the point is, in UAE, the regulation for cryptocurrencies is not there. So do not get surprised if you are opening a e-wallets account in any crypto exchange and your bank gives you a warning that you should not be doing this transaction, right? Because there is central bank has clearly said that we are not regulating, we are not authorizing any crypto transaction. So when you're using such kind of e-wallets, you're doing at your own risk, because tomorrow if something happens to those companies, there is no regulation which is there. So you're on your own. There's a question: social platforms like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram is promoting Bitcoin. Is this a way of scamming people? Youngsters are inclined in social media platforms and conventional media. Should we act upon these news? Very, very good observation. And I'm sure this is not by one person. I'm sure there are a lot of people who are talking about this. Please be away from influencers. This is I went on 100 Talk FM I think a few months ago, and the discussion was about cryptocurrencies. And one thing which I wanted to tell everyone was, even I said that time also, please be away from influencers, because uh, there are I would not be surprised that such so-called influencers would always be having positions in cryptocurrencies, and they are just promoting their own trades. You never know, because there is no way to identify that which one of these influencers is legit and which is not. Today, with the power of social media and followers, Anyone can sit here and tell you, oh, you should buy cryptocurrencies, this is the future. But the whole point is your risk appetite is different. We are talking about a product which is not regulated yet. So that's why I said in the very beginning that if you are willing to invest, there are different ways to invest in. Okay. First was when I said e-wallets, I said that you have to be very careful, because tomorrow if something happens to that crypto exchange, uh, there were a lot of e-wallets which were gone in 2014, and because they are not regulated, you cannot go to any authority and ask for your money back. Like, if you put your money in the bank, and if bank goes bankrupt, you can go to central bank. But something like this, if it is not regulated, there's nothing you can do, so it's riskier. Followed by, you can look into stocks. Now, how you look into stocks? So let's say if Bitcoin and other coins, so there are a lot of companies, uh, for example, they buy Bitcoin in their portfolios, okay, because they try to gain some exposure. So let's say all those companies which are related to blockchain as a technology. I'm still a believer of blockchain technology. What a blockchain technology is, it's a kind of distributed ledger. I'll give you a very easy example. Today, let's say this is a cup of coffee. I drank this cup of coffee and I did not like the taste. Now, if I want to know that which coffee bean was used in this coffee, not only I can know that, I can also know that which coffee bean was used in this coffee, where that coffee bean came from, which country, which city, which village, in that village, which field it came from, and which farmer laid this. If it is blockchain implemented, this is what the power of blockchain is. It promotes transparency, while a cryptocurrency promotes anonymity, right? It promotes privacy of the transaction, but blockchain promotes transparency. So blockchain is a technology like internet is a technology, right? So I would rather be more inclined towards investing into the technology than a product which is regulated or not regulated or speculative, right? So there are a lot of companies which are investing into blockchain. Oracle is one of them. Amazon is one of them. Walmart is one of them. So there are a lot of companies which are opening towards the blockchain. There are a lot of financial institutions which are trying to use blockchain in their financial system. Try to emphasize more on blockchain rather than a specific cryptocurrency, right? That's one of the most important things. Uh, there is another way. So I was talking about ETFs, right? ETFs and indices. So I'm going to take you to the live platform. And before that, let me give you the live news on what's going on with the ETFs right now. So uh, ProShares Bitcoin Futures ETF, it will start trading this week. Uh, there is mostly, I think, this Friday it will start. The New York Stock Exchange, ARCA, it has announced that last Friday afternoon it has approved for list. It is approved now. It can be listed. Uh, exchange will allow the actual exchange will allow investors to trade the funds, and this is like a mutual fund. Okay, we call it an ETF, exchange traded fund, which means you can use your online platforms to trade into it. But it's like a fund, and this fund is consist of Bitcoin futures. Okay, so SEC has the actual regulator, which is SEC. It has still not given a formal declaration for approval. All right, but it is expected that the regulatory commission they will not block its active trading. So the ticker will be BITO, and it will hold Bitcoin future contracts. So they will not do any spot buying. They will just buy Bitcoin futures and hold on to it. And there will be a lot of funds. They are waiting for this kind of ETFs to roll out. So Bitwise, BlockFi, ARC Management, such kind of ETFs will also come, right? So this is the beginning. And again, as I said, there are a lot of cryptocurrencies. Like for example, Stellar Lumen, they have inked a deal with the Canadian Central Bank to develop a central bank digital currency, CBDC. I'm not sure how many of you have been reading about this. I was connected to a few people in Harvard. I was doing this a particular study on fintechs in last 3 months, and I had the privilege to be connected to the professors from Harvard and a lot of faculty members over there. and a lot of other students, some of my age, some beyond my age, more experienced, and we made this whole presentation about the road towards digital dollar, because a lot of research now is happening to make dollar more digital. I'm not talking about dollar becoming a cryptocurrency. I'm talking about the dollar itself becoming digital, and central bank becoming the actual center point of distributing it. So some cryptocurrencies like Stellar Lumens, they have inked a deal with Canadian Central Bank to develop a central bank digital currency. So this is something which is, a really big news in the crypto market again, and there is a lot of such efforts which are going on. So this is about the ETFs. Second thing is indices. Now, what are indices? For this, I have to show you the live trading platform, which is available over here in the form of. So I will cover derivatives and indices both. What is an index? Look here. I go to crypto. There is something called All Crypto Index, which is created by this broker, and the All Crypto Index gives you, like, so it's a basket of cryptocurrencies framed together. So the Bitcoin, Litecoin, Cardano, Ethereum, all these cryptocurrencies, they are put in this basket. And on the basis of the performance of all those cryptocurrencies, the value of this basket goes up and down. All right. What is the advantage over here? The advantage is this. See, Bitcoin or Cardano today is down by 4.5%. Right. I hope everybody can see this. Let me zoom in a bit. If you're not able to see this properly, just give me a sec. Trade room and more. Okay, yeah. So what is the advantage over here, guys? Screen share right here. Okay. Wait. If you see Cardano over here, this is down today by 4.1%. Another few crypto down by 4.5%, right? Monero right here is down today by 7.6%. But the crypto index collectively is down by 2.5% because the index is not invested heavily into one crypto. It is giving you the exposure of the basket of cryptocurrency. So you are basically buying a index which is giving you an exposure which is diversified into all cryptos. So that is an important thing. So if you were to invest into cryptos, one of the ideal ways is to do it like this. So you're not exposed to one single crypto. At the same time, the volatility is slightly curbed down and there is slightly less adventure in your portfolio. So this is something which is really important, right? Similar way, if I were to show you here a few more cryptos, sorry, here, look at other form of indices, right here. So there is, if you go after all crypto index, you will see second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth emerging crypto index, which means emerging crypto index has all those cryptos which are emerging, like Cardano, Monero, Dash, not Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin, right? Because these are emerging cryptos, so they focus on that. Followed down, you will see fifth last index, major crypto index. What a major crypto index? Whichever cryptos are major, which gives high volume, there is an index for that also. So like this, you can invest into these indices, right? Rather than investing heavily into one specific crypto, it is always a good way. If you're investing, you want to be on a conservative side. First thing you have to understand: do I want to invest in cryptos? If you make your mind and you compare your risk, check your risk, and you think that, okay, I have this money and I can invest, then try. First thing you should be looking into is some sort of blockchain related funds, companies, and followed by a crypto index. Last thing should be the cryptocurrency itself, because on the basis of volatility, I'm putting cryptos as the last, the actual currency as the last of it, right? Also, you can trade cryptos in the form of derivatives. So I told you that if you open a crypto exchange account tomorrow, if you try to take a withdrawal, there might be restriction from your banks, from your financial institutions, because it is subjected to a lot of regulations and there is none when it comes to regulation, right? So you can use a derivative like what is available on this particular platform. So what you see here is a Bitcoin CFD, a Bitcoin derivative, a replica, which is just used to speculate. So if you think Bitcoin today is $62,000, in next 6 months it will go to say 75, 76. You can buy a Bitcoin derivative, a replica, which is not a virtual. These are the Bitcoins which you cannot transfer anywhere. These are just like an investment vehicle, a speculative vehicle, which will allow you to speculate on the buying and the selling prices and take advantage of the price differences. And this is something CFDs or derivatives, they are regulated by SCA, SEC, FCA, everywhere you go. Maybe not SEC, but yeah, from SCA over here, there are platforms which are providing derivatives and CFDs, and you can easily buy and sell. This works like any other trading account, any other security, right? So it's very easy. You write one unit, you want to buy $62,000 worth Bitcoin, click on buy, and this is done. You just bought one Bitcoin. Go to your account and positions, and you'll be able to see that you have bought one Bitcoin. The current floating loss and profits, it will be moving while you have your trade open, and we can always revisit during when we are checking this. Now, coming back to what we were discussing about, so there are different ways. There is e-wallets, derivatives, stocks, ETFs, indices. We discussed about all that. Now, regulations. A lot of you asked about that. What's going on with the regulations? Uh, there are a lot of hurdles, right? Let's understand. Somebody asked about what's going on with the Indian. So there is a powerful right-wing Hindu group which is linked to India's ruling party, and they have actually suggested, and they're pushing for a lot of streaming platforms and crypto platforms, saying that regulation is essential. They want to regularize these kind of things, apparently for the larger good of the society, is what is said. But then, and there are a lot of streaming platforms, like for example, Netflix, uh, Amazon Prime. They have faced lawsuits and police investigations, mostly in some states which are basically BJP ruled states, and there has been a lot of issues because of the regulations bit. So we have to understand that there are a lot of streaming platforms uh, which are related to video streaming, which are related to cryptocurrency, uh, and there are a lot of entrepreneurs which are reaching out and trying to regularize it, because a currency like Bitcoin, nobody knows which country is controlling it. Okay, nobody knows who is governing it, but at the end of the day, everybody wants to just regulate it, and that is the thing. So the policy guidance, as we see right now, is just a push towards the Indian government to regularize it. Um, there is no actual bill prepared, which is sent to the parliament yet. But again, as I said, that there is a lot of media exposure and traders and lawyers which are looking to understand the rules that how a cryptocurrency could be taxed, right? So that is one thing. Second, okay, there is one question here. Not all cryptos are available to view in Google Finance. Does this reflect the strength of these cryptos? Not all cryptocurrencies are available to view in Google Finance. Does this reflect the strength of these cryptos? So yes. So I just showed you one slide, right, where the top 15 cryptos by the market cap. So these are the ones which are very popular, because there are 1,000 cryptocurrencies, more than 1,000, depending on their specific purpose. But the whole point is, uh, it is safer to look into a crypto first, which is more sustainable. Like Elon Musk said that we won't accept payments in bitcoins, because Bitcoin mining requires a lot of energy, right? Because mining a Bitcoin used a lot of computers, a lot of power, and electricity and power generated from a lot of coal mining. So basically, Cardano, which is 5% more sustainable, which is a more economical, more eco-friendly form of crypto, is preferred by, not specifically by Tesla. But then, if somebody would want to invest, I would still suggest that if you're diversifying, diversify into those which are known, which are more stronger, which have a better market cap also, right? In terms of regulations, in Washington, there are lawmakers which are continuing the conversation, trying to figure out that how to establish the laws and guidelines to make cryptocurrency much more safer and less appealing to cyber criminals. Really important, right? Few months ago, a US oil pipeline called Colonial Pipeline was hacked, which disrupted the oil supply worth 5,000 kilometers and almost made oil prices jump 4 to 5%. It was hacked, and hacking is really picking up now because the hackers are paid in cryptos, and cryptos are difficult to trace. So that is also one thing which is keeping the regulators kind of on their toes, and they are trying to figure out that how these cryptos can be made less appealing to the cyber criminals before they get regulated. So these are the legit issues right now. Tax reporting measures. The US senators, they have considered new regulations to bolster crypto tax reporting measures. China has brought a lot of mining laws now through crypto mining regulations. China is anyway going through a regulatory transformation when it comes to technology, so we can expect that. El Salvador, a country in US, becomes first country to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. So there is one country finally which has accepted. El Salvador became first country to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender. Lawmakers in the Central American country, Congress voted by a supermajority. So somebody asked the best cryptocurrencies to invest. See, 2021 is almost gone, but then these are still few cryptos which you should keep a watch. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Chainlink, Monero, Uniswap, Polygon, and there are a lot of such cryptocurrencies. See, it depends on the advantages and disadvantages, right? Because, like for example, if I were to check, uh, uh, and again, this is just something what since we are discussing about, look at the pros and cons of all these cryptos. Uh, Cardano, for example, it has a fantastic development team. Um, Approach is it's a kind of like Cardano can be used to create a digital identity, and it's a third generation blockchain. Um, Mathematically, it is proved that the security of Cardano is very strong, but again, it is still in development, right? There is a lot of synchronization which is still to be done. If you talk about Uniswap, now Uniswap is again it is available on the most popular cryptocurrency exchanges, so it has a lot of spotlight on it, right? User base of Uniswap has grown because you don't really have to verify. It's easy to take positions. At the same time, it continues to be upgraded, and they have created a very secure, decentralized exchange. Again, these are few things which is really important. But then we should not forget that there are a lot of competitors which are getting up to speed, right? So every crypto we choose, Monero, for example, if you're looking for one of the most private or one of the most effective cryptos with privacy features, it is Monero. There is no way that you can trace Monero if the transaction is done in Monero. It's the best in privacy and anonymity. So you understand mentally why this would be one of the most important cryptos, because the privacy features which is in Monero is the top notch. There is, as of now, there is literally no way to track the transactions or trace the transactions as we talk about. The development staff, very competent, very powerful. But again, when we look at the cons, Monero does not have a lot of digital currency wallet compatibility. It's not really compatible with a lot of wallets. But again, as I said, uh, there are a lot of pros and cons. We are looking at Ethereum, we are looking at other cryptos also. So these are the few which you should keep a check on their price. There's a question. I heard people saying there's a limit in total Bitcoin available. Less supply, more demand, which makes the price go up. Is this true? If so, there are the cryptos. So Bitcoin was limited 21 million, right? That was the primary thing because uh, why it was more fascinating, because if you buy more and more Bitcoin, the price continues to increase, right? Because you demand more. But when your demand increases, you cannot just increase the supply like that. Like why gold is an important commodity, because when prices of gold go up, you cannot just mine a gold like that. There is a cost attached to it, and it's not easy to mine gold. So that makes gold a a precious metal because of its rare occurrence, right? Similarly, when a Bitcoin prices starts going higher, uh, the demand goes high, the supply becomes more and more complicated. The mining of the Bitcoin becomes more and more complicated. So yes, there are limited Bitcoins, and that is one of the driving features that why it is pushing up the prices. So that is again uh, like if we talk about the how many total number of Bitcoins, the total number of Bitcoins is 21 million, and it is one of the important reason that other cryptocurrencies. So let's understand how other cryptos work, right? Because if Bitcoin has a finite supply, if we talk about other cryptocurrencies, like our other cryptocurrencies also have a finite supply. So understand it this way: there are cryptos. So let's say, for example, okay, let me give you, because it's a very valid question. Uh, so let's say, okay, let me show you one thing. I think gas, for example, is one crypto that has a particular cap, and there are a few more. So I can send you a list of few cryptocurrency. On the top of my head, there is gas, which is available on different platforms, which has I think 100 odd million supply. But then there are other cryptos which are also, because there are most of cryptocurrencies which is there are most of cryptocurrencies which are actually maintaining its demand and supply algorithmically, like how stable coins work, right? So that is also something which works. As long as exchange offers leverage trading, the price is subjected to volatility. That is true. Why gold is so volatile? Because it's all virtual trading, right? The actual mining cost of gold, the actual price of gold is not 1,800. It should not be $1,800 because the mining cost of gold is low as compared to what the price is currently now. But there are a lot of volatility, and online trading and leverage trading, it does creates the volatility in the prices. Absolutely. The Bitcoin mining gets halved every 4 years. That's true. Why can't I see crypto in my account? Uh, do you have the account with CMC Markets, the platform we are looking at right now? Because there can be two reasons. Either you're not a professional client. When I say professional client, which means your account is not eligible under professional account category. It is put under retail client category. So that could be the reason that why you cannot see cryptos in your trading account currently. To make your account professional, you have to qualify for a couple of things. Yes, I do. You okay? Just send me an email about this. Okay, for professional account, how you become eligible? You have to show 500,000 euros in your statement, or you have to show relevant work experience of in the same area of financial markets. Or if you have done 40 trades across 1 year, you can talk to your consultant and they will help you out in understanding the criteria. And this is a global criteria, not just one company. This is how normally they do it. Okay, please reach us out. We'll help you, because mostly it depends individual. It has nothing to do with one person or the another. If one person qualifies the criteria, they can become professional. But if others don't, then it's mostly a global criteria. It's available, so you can do. How many trades per year for the professional account? 40 trades. So I'm telling you three criteria already. If you have done 40 trades in last 1 year, you can fill up a test which is there on the platform itself and submit the statement for 40 trades. You can talk to your relationship manager or consultant, they will help you out. Second, you have to show 500,000 euros in your bank statement. That could be in the form of either real estate or cash or gold certificates, but not insurance. I think that is the criteria. And third, you should have to be working into uh, at least 3 years of relevant work experience in the area of financial markets. These are, I think, out of three, any two criteria, if you qualify, and you do the test, it will be done. Most important is 40 trades per year and the bank statement. That's it. If it is done, then it should be easy for you to do it. So if you are not professional yet, the possibility is perhaps one of the criteria is missing, and that's the only reason. So nothing to worry about. Risk of trading in cryptocurrencies, really important thing. Again, guys, we have reached to this point where we should definitely. That's not correct. 500,000 is not a criteria. Okay, it is. I mean, you can search here. Basically, retail traders cannot trade cryptos. The brokers do not allow it. The brokers these days, because retail clients are considered as investors who are less aware about the leverage. So, and as I said, look at the risk of trading in cryptocurrencies, there's a huge risk. So the brokers itself, it's not us, we are consultants, but the brokers itself, they have put up a condition that only crypto trading will be allowed only for those investors who change it to the professional category. And you can please check for global criteria, whether you check any broker, the global criteria is you have to have at least two of these criteria mentioned. I think it is 500,000 itself. If you feel I'm not correct, you can check. Maybe the number is different, but what I know, it's 500,000. So please keep a check. Definitely give your account number and we'll be able to check it for you. So nothing to worry. So risk of trading in cryptos, uh, mainly related to its volatility. It's high risk, speculative. So please, you should understand what you are doing when investing in cryptos. One thing which you can definitely try, and you should look into it. So we created one strategy over here. Um, I think it was, yeah. Wait, window Chrome. So we created a pair trading strategy in this, and the strategy was about Monero and Dash. It was a pair trading flyer. I think if you are, this is slightly unconventional, okay, different from normally what you have seen. Dash and Monero both are privacy-based cryptocurrencies. Okay, so what we did was we checked the ratio, the price ratio of Monero and Dash, and we saw. So if you look at this one, look at this ratio here. This is the ratio of the prices. Okay, see, the ratio came to here and then started going up. So basically, if you buy Dash and short sell Monero, both are privacy coins, so they have the same features. But we saw here that Dash was underperforming, Monero was outperforming. So, and we expected that this price ratio, which was somewhat here, it came down here and started going. So you buy Dash and short sell Monero, expecting Dash to go up, Monero to go down. So the price gap between both increases, the ratio increases, the numerator goes up and denominator goes down. So when it reaches here, so this was a pair trading basically. To understand, so last week when I did a session, a lot of you were in this session where I understood, where I explained you about the pair trading thing, right? So this is something which you can use while you are checking something like this. The rationale is very simple. Uh, Currently, the ratio is sitting at 0.8. Going ahead, ratio is likely to rise above, and you buy Dash, short sell Monero, and do a pair trading over there. So there are consultants who can explain you how this works. Okay, it is done between two asset classes which have similar features. In case of Dash and Monero, we are talking about two cryptos which have the same attribute, which is privacy, right? So again, guys, if you have any questions, definitely reach me out and talk to your relationship managers, talk to your consultants also, because this is really important. How to invest into cryptos. Volatile, unregulated, hackable, liquidity issues. If you do through CFDs, there can be a lot of price gaps also. There can be holding cost also. So you need to understand all these features, and then eventually you can invest into it, right? So once again, guys, thank you so much for attending this session. I hope that it was worthwhile. Please do leave a feedback on Century Financial Consultancy Google reviews. Please give us Google reviews if you like the session, if you didn't like the session, if you want to give any kind of feedback. If you have any one-on-one queries like about the professional category, please reach out to your consultants and RMs. We'll definitely help you out. I mean, If you qualify all the professional criteria, then please. But these steps are taken to ensure that client safety is of utmost importance. These steps are taken by the brokers itself because retail clients are considered to be investors who are not aware about leverage trading. Even if they're aware, but under the financial stand, if you are not a professional client and if you're a retail client, then the exposure to such kind of products might not be available to you, not just here, but everywhere. I think I missed, unfortunately, the trade room. No problem. If you want a one-on-one session, Andrew, just let me know. I will be available to do a one-on-one session either in the office or on Zoom link. Any one of you, if you want to have a one-on-one session with us, please reach me out on cryptos, on anything. I'll explain you the platform. I'll explain you all these strategies. Do not worry about it. Before I leave, on behalf of Century Financial, my team, and my family, a big word of thanks to everyone who has been involved in medical sector, healthcare, first responders, midwives, nurses, doctors. If you have relatives who are doing this, if you yourself are a person who are doing this, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Pandemic is a really tough time for all of us, and I wish you nothing but good health to your family and friends. Quick question: does it have a TPO or a market profile? If you can explain me what a TPO, TPO as in, does it have a TPO or the market profile? Let me just check quickly what TPO is. Sorry, I. Oh, okay, volume profile. So basically, you want if okay, volume. Not in this particular platform. You won't be able to see volumes. Only the broker base because it's a very the CFDs. It's difficult to assess the time price opportunity. Um, Similar to volume profile, shows price distribution during the specified time and highlights at which levels the price has spent the most time. Yes, something which volumes does. Basically, the clients they ask you for volumes because they want to see that at what price the maximum buying or selling has happened. So I understand that, but volumes you won't be able to see in cryptos because until now it was not a future listed. So basically, in stocks you can see volumes through interactive brokers. You can always see volumes, but crypto because it was never listed in the exchange, there is no record of the volumes that how many people are buying or selling it. So yeah, so far this is the position, but I'll definitely do more research and try to get back to you. Till then, if you have any one-on-one questions you want to have a training, please let us know. We'll definitely be able to help you. And next, we'll definitely meet next week. We'll try to find another topic. We'll come up with different topics for the next few weeks. And please stay with us. Attend these webinars. The whole agenda of these webinars is to keep you more and more aware. So if you have any doubts, please reach us out. My name is Yogesh. Once again, thank you so much for your time. I hope this session was worth. Please review us on Google, Century Financial Consultancy, and we'll meet definitely soon. Have a great night.